Hey y'all, this is Dakota with Holman's Outdoor Solutions here. Gonna be doing a video today that's gonna pertain to forestry mulching, and I've already released one video of a topic. It was, should you do low flow versus high flow mulching setups? So this video I'm gonna be talking about high horsepower versus low horsepower skid steer units for mulching, and I've ran both. So when I went to order my cat skid steer for mulching back in at the end of 2021, before the big price hikes come for cat, they sat me down, said you can get a $299 land management edition. It's the biggest, baddest one cat sells, and it's gonna be X amount. And I was like, it's a lot to bite off just starting out on my own. And I said, what about say a 289 high flow, the XPS? And they told me that price, and I like that a lot more than the 299 land management machine. And I looked at the specs and I was like, well, this is a lot better financial option versus a 299 land management. I said, I'm just starting out. I mean, what if things go south right off the bat? And the prices on the payments was pretty drastic too. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go with 289. I know it's got only 74 horsepower. 299 land management has I think 110, and you know, it's got a lot more torque. I went with it anyways. I went with 289, got it, used it for 2 years, done a bunch of mulching with it, got it in all kinds of situations. And if I had to go back and redo things, like reorder a machine, if I knew within those 2 years that I would have been pretty darn busy doing a lot of mulching, I would have went with 299 land management. Now I've run a new regular 299, not the land management, the 90 something horsepower 299. I think it's like 94 horsepower, but it's got the same hydraulic specs as a 289. It's pretty much a 289 with a little bit bigger frame, and the engine is a little bit more powerful. And that one takes diff. The 289 doesn't, since it's only 74 horse. And I mean, the mulching performance between that 299 and the 289, it didn't really impress me that much. Maybe a tad bit. Now, the 299 did have carbide teeth. Mine, I've always ran knives, so that had something to do with it too. But I would say, if you know you're gonna be getting into some nice big contracts, you got a lot of work foreseeable in your future, you're wanting to get in, get out as fast as you can, wanting to make the most production with a skid steer, and you're not wanting to mess around, I would definitely go with the highest horsepower unit you can get. If you're wanting to do cat, do 299 land management. Wanting to do Takeuchi, TL12. Bobcat, T870, or the newer version, the T86, and so on and so forth with all the other brands. I would not get the smallest horsepower unit that the brand sells just for the sake of it costing less. It will cost you production speed for sure later on down the road. When you're slammed with jobs piled on you and you're like, gosh, I really wish I could get through these faster. I'm doing this job and I'm mulching a bunch of stumps with it and big logs that's already on the ground. Yeah, I've been there and done that. Definitely get the higher horsepower unit. Maybe if you're, this kind of falls back on that other video I posted with the low and high flow setups. If you're just a homeowner and you got a bunch of acreage that you're wanting to maintain, you're not worried about speed and production and power and all that, maybe going with a lower horsepower unit is the right fit for you. It'll be cheaper. So maybe you should go that route. I would probably advise going that route. Now for reselling, it will be easier to resell a higher horsepower unit to another mulching person because I'm sure they know as well that horsepower is the king when it comes to mulching. So keep that in mind as well. Hopefully this video helped y'all out on maybe deciding, someone new that's deciding whether or not to go with a low horsepower or a high horsepower unit. 74 horsepower versus 110 plus. ASV 135s, they got 132 net horsepower, I believe. The highest horsepower skid steer unit on the market is sold by, it's a SK200, I believe, sold by SuperTrack. And it's crazy. 200 horsepower in an ASV unit. That's wild. Lamtrak's under that with their 100 and I think it's either 170 or 160 horsepower unit. Their S170, I think. So, but those options are over $200,000. So a lot to think about. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more that are mulching related. Have a good one.